Top trending, presents people born with extra body parts. There are a surprising number of people that have been born with extra appendages. Before viewing them, be aware that some of these pictures are a bit hard to look at, but remember that many of these people have gone on to live healthy lives. They just go about it a bit differently than we do. Number 1. The boy with 4 extra limbs. Deepak was born with extra limbs, including 2 very long legs, coming out of his chest. Some people in his village thought he was a devil, while others believed he was a reincarnation of the Hindu god Vishnu. But Deepak got to show everyone that he was just an ordinary little boy, when a hospital in Bangalore offered to do the $78,000 surgery to remove the limbs for free. Now, he is free to live the rest of his life the way he always wanted to, and there are no extra limbs to get in his way. Number 2. The man with 2 hearts. This Italian man wasn't born with 2 hearts, he got an extra one during a surgery many years ago. The 71-year-old was admitted to the hospital, due to what was thought to be a typical cardiac arrest case, but doctors soon discovered that his situation was very different from anything they'd seen before. As it turns out, the man had acquired his second heart during a heterotopic transplant, meaning that the patient's original heart was merged with his new, healthier heart. The surgery went well, too well, in fact. The man had developed 2 independent heart rhythms, and both organs actually stopped when doctors tried to administer drugs to try to get their rhythms to work in sync again. But luckily, a defibrillator helped restart both hearts, and the man was able to go back to his normal life. Number 3. The babies who share a body. When a Brazilian woman went into labor expecting twins, she had no idea that her baby boys would end up sharing the same body. But Maria de Nazar wasn't even a little upset when doctors informed her of her baby's condition. The children, named Emmanuel and Jesus, have individual brains and spines, but share a heart, a liver, a pelvis, and lungs. Despite their condition, both boys were happy, healthy, and able to eat on their own. Doctors decided not to remove either head, since both of them were functioning normally, and didn't pose an immediate threat to the other one. Number 4. The boy with 31 fingers and toes. A boy in China, with 16 toes and 15 fingers, underwent surgery in 2010 to have all the extra digits removed, and is now living a normal life. 4 of the fingers on one of his hand, and 3 fingers on the other had actually been fused together, but now the extra ones have been separated and removed. He was once bullied incessantly at school for his condition, but now it seems he will be able to live the life of a normal schoolboy. Number 5. The baby with an extra head. When Mana was born, doctors and her mother were shocked to see that she had a twin, but the other baby wasn't what you'd expect to see. The twin, whom the mother named Ilam, was only a head. She had her own brain, and could blink and make facial expressions separate from Mana's, but sadly, she couldn't survive on her own. Doctors made the decision to separate Ilam from Mana, at the cost of the underdeveloped baby's life, so that Mana could go on to live happily and healthily. Tragically, Mana also passed away from a brain infection, just before she turned 2 years old, but she and Ilam will go down in history as truly amazing babies. Number 6. The boy with an extra DNA strand. 6-year-old Alfie Clamp has become the first person in the world to be discovered to have an extra strand of DNA. He was born blind, and with disabilities, and the tests the doctors carried out revealed his extremely unusual condition. It's caused him to have multiple problems early on in his life, including a few instances where he stopped breathing completely, but nobody is sure how it will affect him later in life, because his situation is unprecedented. Number 7. The boy with 3 arms. A tiny baby born with an extra arm was able to have the limbs successfully removed at a hospital in India. Doctors also revealed that the little girl had a club foot and was missing a kidney. Now that she has a better chance at a normal life, she will be undergoing therapy to help her use her good left arm and her club foot so she can grow up just like any other child. Number 8. The woman with horns. It's not too uncommon for senior citizens to develop spots of compacted keratin if they've had a lot of sun exposure throughout their lives, but it is uncommon for them to grow horns as a result of it. Zhang Ruifang was 100 years old when she sprouted a horn on one side of her head. It started out as a small spot made of the same material as hair or fingernails, but it eventually grew to be over 2 inches long. Soon enough, she also developed another spot of the same stuff on the other side of her head, and she stated that she was looking forward to the other one growing so they could match.